Oh, I am in space without pets. And my arms are dead because of the bench. My legs are dead because of what? Life is terrible, but you know what keeps me going? Oh, game. Not being productive tonight yet again. Hello everyone and welcome back. Okay. Start. I'm gonna put on some music from my playlist, song requests as usual. Please, can I also request you? Oh, keep the. Oh, go. There we. I hope everybody's having a nice evening. All right. So we are doing some game deving on. We have a working name for our little project called Project Hopium. You know Cinder, it's really not surprising. All right, I did set a goal for this week for today. HP damage tracking, and I want to figure out a way to manage like a different enemy types, I guess. Some kind of dictionary, beast, they're called a bestiary. Some kind of like array, I guess. Class maybe, something like that. Something to like being able to log in new enemy types like fairly easily. From the quick research I did, it seems like I will have to make like a separate scene for every different mob, but I guess we'll see about that. I guess it makes sense to set up the sprite and everything. Oh yeah, I need to go check something. I think Godot was an asset library. Thing like this. Free open source reserve assets and add-ons. Oh, that would be nice. Asset library. Huh. Oh wow. Like templates and much stuff. Okay, I thought assets was more like a visual stuff. Toolkit. Scalable vector shape. That's nice. Probably take a better look at that like later. Oh, people have been like putting out a lot of cool stuff. Scene selector, material footsteps, script splitter, sandbox. Oh, very cool. Inventory system. That's nice. All right, well, we'll check that out. I guess a bit later. All right. I want to track player HP, obviously. I need to set up some kind of hurt box, right? Because we have collisions. But I think we're supposed to have some kind of hurt box or whatever, no? Collision shape. I guess it's gotta be like some kind of note, right? Shape, polygon. Navigation, parallax. What is it? Oh, difficult. Has to be some kind of hurt box, no? Box? Damage. Hitbox? Hmm. Even in it's area 2D node. Okay, so it's an area. Area 2D. Can be anything. Detects other collision object. Oh, because 2D object 2D is entering and exiting it. Alright. Yeah. Gravity space override. No. Audio. Huh. Interesting. Collision. Okay, so it can also manage collision at the same time? One-way collision. Oh. That's whether this collision shape should only detect collision on one side, top or bottom. Hey Mochi, how you doing today? Alright, so we can put on layer 1. Pickable. If TrueDraw is pickable, a pickable object can detect the mouse pointer entering or leaving, and if the mouse is inside it, report input events. Huh, sure. Speed diving for some stuff craving. We're trying to take out the allergen. Good. Yes, nice. Make sure to find like some new recipes actually. That would be nice. But also, probably won't shut up about how much in physical pain I am right now from like starting like working out because my colleague's not just like helping me work out, he's also fucking well, not in a bad way, like um getting me on like a powerlifting regimen, and like so as someone who hasn't like actually exercised for like years at this point, like I think the first few weeks are gonna be like hell. And I was talking a little bit about like foods and stuff, like protein, carb, like, and I think I mentioned like, oh yeah, like they keep like seeing like influencers like talking about like rice and chicken and like the like super like flavorless stuff, and he's like, nah man, just put some mustard on it. Mustard's like it's like proteinish. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, obviously don't make your food flavorless. Hey Bryson, I'm doing all right. I'm in a lot of pain, but it's pain from training. It's not like I'm not an ill of any kind. But oh boy, I am sore as all hell. Going pretty well though. Atrophy muscles. Yeah, I thought doing like bench press and like working on my like pectorals and stuff was bad. Was like bad and hurt. It's still hurting because it's been like the second day of soreness is always the worst. But like today we did squats. I have not been walking straight since lunchtime because we work out at the we have a gym at work at the office, and we do that like during lunchtime so that don't really bother anyone who's like actually working close by. I'll be fine. I'll recover. Yeah, I need to make that double mustard chicken. I just need like some chicken high thighs. I still have a lot of Dijon and what's the other mustard? It's the Dijon mustard, and the other one's the old fashioned. I think like the one that's in kind of like pellet form ish, and it's two mustards and maple syrup actually. Really good in the air fryer. The Shenzhen game. Yeah, what you're playing? I have. Oh, sorry. I need to open the door, and you might hear Volgi like because she's playing D&D with her friends. But it's too hot. It's too hot for me to have the door closed. Oh. I've been enjoying Monster Train way too much. Last night I finished streaming at like 1:20, 1 a.m. because like I was at the like the quote unquote like the final boss, like secret boss. And I could not stop. I could not stop myself. I can't stop. Can I make it so that the area takes the shape of the collision shape? Now to think about it. How do I even process? How do I even wait? How do I do this? Muscle pain crew. Yeah. I'm pointing at you and it hurts because I can't lift my arms without hurting like a bitch. Ah, like powerlifting is just so intense, and like obviously like the point is not to like lift to failure, but since I'm just starting out, it kind of will lead to failure because like I'm just not used to it. Man, I was much better shape in college when I was LARPing. I mean, I was younger first. Going to school, going to school, like it made me realize what I was like talking about earlier with him, with my colleague, and I was like, it's now that I realize how much walking is involved. Just like being a student and going to class, like taking the bus, taking the train, commuting, walking between classes. Like you do move around a lot more. Now that I'm out of school and I have a office job, I won't say it's cozy because I do like go in the workshop fairly often, but I have so much more of a sedentary lifestyle that like it shows. It really shows. Like I'm more winded when I like take a walk. Before I could like walk for kilometers in steel cap shoes. I still wore this day, by the way. So I'm too lazy to change shoes. I only need one pair of shoes and they're my steel caps. And I realized like how much, man, I like I'm a bundle of sticks. But at the very least I was like quote unquote in shape enough to just be like I'm never winded by just walking. I'm just doing I can just like go on about my life and not be worried about being sore or winded or anything. Other than when I came back from LARPing. LARPing weekends are intense, and the Sunday you come back, you remove your fucking chainmail and your leather armor. Your shoulders are completely destroyed. They are like powdered to bits. You have contusions everywhere. But you had fun. Like, but you fucking sprinted in the woods like a motherfucker, adrenaline spiking, and it was fun. It was fun. I didn't have any fun with it though near the end, and especially when I was working. and going to school at the same time a lot. I was like too tired to keep going. Especially since like, finish school maybe like on a Friday and or work, you're tired as balls, and then you're like, all right, now like once a month on a Friday, you're already exhausted. It's like, all right, gotta pack up all my shit and then drive 2 hours to a remote place in the woods, go get fucking beat up the whole weekend. Yay! And then just go back to work the Monday. Oh man. All right. So there's something that I don't get with Area 2D. It says it has no shape. Because adding a collision. Okay, so I should add collision shape to the Area 2D instead. What is this now? This node has no shape. What do you mean? The shape's right here. What? Huh? I need both? So I need a collision shape 2D for the collision, and then another collision shape to the area to give it a shape. What is this? Huh. Interesting. Area 2D, oh. Shapecast or collision shape? 2D shape sweeps a region of space to detect collision object 2D. So what's the difference between collision shape and shapecast? I need to make this bigger. Can I not expand this? Can I not expand this? Hello? Hello? Can I not expand that? No? I guess fuck me, I guess. What's the difference between shapecast and collision shape? I'm gonna be doing a lot of Googling. Difference between collision... Not collusion, collision. I can't type right now. Collision shape 2D and shapecast 2D. Shapecast 2D. A 2D shape sweeps a region of space to detect collision objects. Shapecasting allows to detect collision objects by sweeping its shape along the cast direction determined by target position. This is similar to Raycast 2D, but allows for sweeping a region of space rather than just a straight line. Shapecast 2D can detect multiple collision objects. It is useful for things like wide laser beams or snapping a simple shape to a... Okay, well. Oh, that makes sense then. There's Raycast 2D as well. That's for like more like lighting, I guess. Array in 2D space useful to find the first. Raycast is the first collision object. Raycast represents a ray from its origin point, origin to its target position, finds the closest collision 2D 2D along its path if it intersects any. Okay, so that's used mostly for lighting, I assume. I kind of wish like I could make both of them the same shape. Like, why can't they be the same? Hey Jay, what's up? How you doing? Like, do I have to make a collision for the character and also a collision for the area that's gonna be like the hitbox? What if I don't want it to? What if I don't want the character to collide and just kind of like be hurt but not collide with anything? Does it need a? I guess it need. I guess for the physics to work, it needs a collision shape. I just don't know why I don't understand why it needs a collision shape twice, essentially. I get having the ability to do it so that you can like have a different hitbox than physics box or something like that. The physics shape and hurt and hitbox, like for example, that can be different. I guess like a hitbox that can make it like red. I don't know if it makes a difference. So I can call that one hitbox. Is it because you have to keep track of both separately? Maybe. Let's go ask Google. Let's Google. Node 2D. Wait, how do I search that? Why do I need a different collision shape 2D for physics and for like I guess the character and area, I guess. I don't know. Common projects for better control over interactions and collision responses. The main collision shape 2D defines the character's physical presence and movement, while separate area 2D nodes with their own collision shape 2D nodes uses hitboxes to detect interactions with other objects, particularly for attacks or damage. I guess my question is not really like the why it's good to do, more like why is it like mandatory, I guess. Because that's the real question. I'm not gonna look into it too much. If it works, it works. I guess it's gonna be the same for you as well, like the mob. So it's gonna be an area 2D. Then a collision shape. World boundary. Plane. Huh. There are some interesting options here. I know they're like a 50 by 50. Alright. So that's gonna be the. I guess it's also a hitbox, just like. Because it can be used both for touching the character, the player character, but also like, receiving attacks. If I had like actual sprites, it would look better than just with blue and red square. But I'm not an artist. I use whatever the fuck I have with my limited artistic talents. If I go to the scripts, in globals, obviously we're gonna be enemy variables. Job tree. But I need. Each of them needs their own separate health. Like player is simple because you have only one. You can put in the build variable and be done. For enemies, what I have to put it in the character body itself maybe, and be like, okay, so var mob health equal gonna be an int. And so when I spawn said mob, it's going to give it gonna be like mob health. Um, It's a variable inside of its character body 2D. And I need to access it from this other. So I have preloaded mob scene. And I instantiate it as a node 2D, add a child, and I give it a position. Maybe I can explore. Yeah, there's a lot of functions associated with it. I have access to the variables inside the scene script, I guess. I guess what I have to find out is, where do I manage every singular mob's health bar? Is it globally, or is it like locally, like in each instance? Because as I spawn them, oh whoops, wrong. Like they follow their internal script to follow me to get the getting the global position. So should they have maybe each? Should they internally? Let's try that. Let's see. So mob health full int. I think I remember. I'm trying to remember something. I think because it feels weird, but it could be that I create like an array where like each mob spawn gets added to that array with its health value, like the default health value. I'm thinking maybe a dictionary or something, but apparently it's not very performant. But let's just try to figure something out first. I guess I would. Thanks for the hydrate, Jay. I forgot to get more Soda Stream bubbles and syrup on my way back. Well, okay. I didn't forget. I was in too much pain to go anywhere. And straight home. Like the squats like made me like walk not straight for the rest of the day. But even more so is that not too bad for like my car's like gas and brake pedal with my left or my right foot. When I drive a manual, and you don't really just like flip your foot on the clutch. You kind of move your whole leg. And at first I was like, oh my god, ooh, every time I had to shift. Oh man, every time I had to switch gears. I guess it could be. I was thinking either in globals or in, let's say, main gameplay scene, which would be in this case like a level, right? Could be managed in the level itself. I want to make like enemy or mob. I started with mob. Let's go with mob. Mob list equal array. I should actually go through the video to see like how they do it. But I want to, as much as I want to learn from someone else, I also want to try to figure things out on my own and see like what I can come up with. I think it's dictionary, right? Dictionary. Last name, string name, key script, variant, value type, and value. Okay, so every time I add a mob, so here's the instantiation. Here is the spawning, the like position. Put it in between. I don't think it matters. So mod list dot add? No. Assign? Assign. I kind of forgot how to make a dictionary, gotta be honest. Dictionary. Dictionary. Within the structure that holds key value pairs. Specific containers that contain values referenced by unique keys. Dictionaries will preserve the insertion order when adding new entries. In other programming languages, there's often referred to as a hash map or associative array. You can define dictionary by placing a comma over the list of key value pairs inside curly braces. So, all right, let's start with say mob list equals curly bracket. No, those are square brackets. Curly brackets are no. Barnac. Oh, I got the right one. I want the left one now. Oh, this. There you go. Oh, I'm probably on the wrong type of keyboard. Still square brackets. No. Oh, this. Well, since I had it with the other one, I keep flipping between two keyboards because of my dumbass bilingualism. Oh, let's go with this. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The example here is my dictionary equal curly brackets, and then dictionary underscore variable underscore key equal another key name, then value 2. Dictionary, another dictionary equal some key name and value. Okay. I'm thinking. I'm deep in thought. Doesn't tell me how to add, because like obviously I'm gonna start with it empty, and then add stuff to it. I can't just like have a initial value. Processing value. Say more complex data. Add a key to existing dictionary is like an existing key and assign to it. To add a key, access it like an existing key and assign. So points dictionary equal okay, so I just go like so let's say for example I would do like mob list with square brackets. Let's say mob 1. I'll need to make it a string. Like mob 1 equal 100. Probably call it like mob HP list just to be sure that it's understood that this is specifically for like their HPs. But then that means I would need to pass a new value, a different value every single time, because the key has to be unique every time. That I remember. It's written right here. The keys of the dictionary can be iterated with a 4 keyword. Okay, as in the integer for the for loop is gonna be used as the key itself. Okay. So what that means is that I can. Oh, but I'm not using a for loop. I'm using a timer. I could. Feels a bit weird to do that, but I could just kind of do like a. Like mob count. And then on timer. Oh, it's gonna be 0 actually. Just 0. I can declare my variables like this, right? No. Oh, okay, it's this way. Dude, okay. So it's var mob count int. Like this. Oh, man. Oh, my neck is so stiff. But I can't, like, crack it well with my arms like that. So what I can do is then a mob count up by 1. So the first one's going to be 1 because it starts at 0. And then I'll add to the mob spawn function index, I guess. And then mob count as the index. And so index becomes my key. It's a simple way to do it. So obviously, like, I need to figure out how to separate like all my different mobs. I wish I could like just have that one mob scene and then assign the sprite and the stats to it, but I'll have to create a different scene for each different mob type, like anyways. Might have no choice to like I'm gonna have to change that eventually. We're gonna look something like the function's gonna have an argument of which scene to instantiate. That's probably what it's gonna be. Like if I want to keep that function as my like this is the function to spawn a mob, any kind of mob, it's gonna be, we're gonna start with like mob scene as a what's the type for this? What's the type of mob? Constant? It's not constant. It's not, that's not the type. Make it var? No. Scene? What's the variable type of mob scene? Not gonna tell me, is it? It's a resource? Returns a resource from the file system look at a path. Users? Oops. So if I make it so that mob scene can be passed as any kind of mob, so like later on, probably like in each level, let's say this is like the forest level in like Vampire Survivor, for example. This is I'm like, okay, so here's I have my mob count, my dictionary. I set up all of my stuff, and then I set up like the list, like the grocery list of like enemy types for this map, for example. And so it's gonna be like constant mob. It's gonna be like a skeleton scene, and then zombie scene, and then werewolf scene, and whatever. Yeah, mob count got equal. Yes. You just spawn, and then like the map is filled with mobs. Computer crashes. You lose. Congratulations. What's the warning? Shadowed variable. Little function parameter. Mob scene is shadowing and already declared constant at line 7 in the current class. Shadowing? Okay. That's line 9? Mob scene? The reason? Aww. Hey Claudia, what's up? Mob kind of cool. Just download more RAM. Imagine if we went to the got to the point where we replace booleans from like true false to yes no. Boolean becomes yes no instead of true false. Or even better, yes becomes the constant yesn't. the constant for everything. So it's like mob count equal yes, and it's like infinity. Just yes. The fuck does shadowing mean? What the hell does that mean? GD script shadowed variable. What the fuck does that mean? A shadow variable occurs when a variable declared within a specific scope, like a function or method, has the same name as a variable declared in the outer scope. Which can lead to a okay, got it. It doesn't create an. It's not an error. It's a warning, but because it can lead to confusion. Okay. So I guess like this because like mob scene, but then for example, this would be example skeleton scene, which also becomes skeleton scene here. Then we're good. It's probably gonna look something like maybe a spawning goal, whatever. Then it's gonna be depending on like the timer. Does the timer take keep like count? No, I need a different timer. So this is gonna be sorry, that was weird. Spawn timer. And then we make another timer. It's gonna be like I don't know, man. Play timer, I guess, maybe, or map timer. Play timer. And this one, oh, is it a timer though? Process callback. Might not be what I want. I want. Man, I love this song so much. I want not a countdown, but like a count up, like counting. Every like second or something. Countdown timer is the simplest way to handle time-based logic in the engine. When the timer reaches the end of its wait time, it will emit a timeout signal. The timer enters the tree. Can be started with start. A timer node is also started. If auto start is true. It can be added and configured in the editor. Timer signal. Okay. It emits constantly connected through the node dock in the editor. Timers are affected by engine timescale. The higher the timescale, the sooner timers will end. Often the timer process may depend on the frame rate or engine physics ticks per second. What are the values in a timer? Well, what are the signals or the whatever? Auto start, one shot, ignore timescale. Process callback. Tell you when the timer is updated during the main loop. Every physics process frame. Update time every process rendered frame. Okay. Do I just like do I just create a counter? Just like do a counter every time there's a timeout. Also, how does it know which timer to use on this? It just knows. Connections to method. Hmm. How did I make this link again? Connections to method. I don't remember how to add a. Not Godot. Godot. Oh, I can't type them. Wait time. Create one shot timer. Tutorial stuff. Process callback. Signals. Timeout. Emitted when the timer reaches the end. How do I emit a signal? I forgot. Oh, there was a time left property. I can make the, let's say, like, because I know that the like Vampire Survivor is like 30 minutes. So you go like 30, 60, that's 1800. So you have time left thing. Let's just try with a regular if for now. If play timer signal. Oh boy. From signal timeout. On play timer timeout. Yeah, that's what I want. Play timer timeout. Because I want. Can I change that one? Okay, I can edit it. Okay. So on spawn timer timeout. God damn it. Can I? happens if I do... How do I call that? Float. Get time left. So it's play timer, timeout. Let's say time left bar time left equals get time left. Something I'm not getting here. Next time, second. Time I need an example on how to call time left. I need to... the running time of a timer node in Godot, you access a time left property. The part of it, we don't even know that. Var remaining time equal $sign my timer dot time $sign. Play timer, okay, and then get. Not even get. It's just like time left. Okay. I'm putting this here. I need to do this more often. This one's a float. It's also a float. That one is a float. It's important, okay? So let's say So the idea would be to have like a switch case, but let's, for example, I do like if remaining time is smaller than let's say 5 minutes, that's 300. Spawn skeleton. Else is it else or is it expected indented block? Huh? There's the else mob spawn. Ah, there. Maybe something like I don't know, man. If I could kind of copy paste this to gonna be zombie scene. Gonna be mob spawn zombie scene. It looks something like this. There's probably a better way to do that. Oh, hi Jay. You wanted me to take a break? Alright. Let me go get something to drink. I think I should have that slushy in the fridge. I'll be back. Thanks for reminding me. I am definitely working from home tomorrow. How dare you, Jay, making me get out of my comfy chair, have to walk around like a human being to go get stuff, take a break. I want to say, oh, my legs have recovered, like, seem to have recovered, like, much faster than my arms. And I'm like, no, no. This is a talk shit get hit moment. I will, like, I will suffer. Sure, you can throw stuff. Ugh. Hey, you rolled a 6. Good job. Ow. And a 6 in. My god, a 4 would have been amazing. Why am I just receiving dice right now? What's happening? What I wanted to say was, yeah, tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be in major pain. Like, because I know, like, it's painful on the moment, but like you kind of recover a little bit. But then the next morning, you're in major pain. But then like, oh, it can't get worse than this, right? And then the second day hits you, and now you're in omega pain. It's always worse on the second day. Always. Just moving my shoulders around right now is killing me. So yeah, as I was saying, this can probably be done a lot better. I'm kind of like cooking up in my head a little bit, like a way to do that. I'm thinking that probably every map is going to have like its own list, its own like array of like mobs, all the mobs that spawn in it. And then it's not gonna just be like, oh, only this kind of mob during this time, and then only this kind of mob during this time, then only this one, and this only this one, and only this one. It's gonna be like there has to be a little mix, and there's probably gonna be like a bit more of a complicated logic. We could add something like a probability, maybe even. Like, let's say like in the first like minute it's only like the same mob, because you start somewhere. Like if I boot up like Vampire Survivor in the forest, the first map, it's gonna be only bats for like the first minute, and then the zombie starts to appear, and there are already like 2 kinds of them. And I guess like when you get to that point, pretty sure that the bats are still spawning, but you also get zombies, and it's probably like a probability of getting like either color, which I don't even know if there's even a difference. It could be like a I'm thinking I'm cooking something. Like all of these could be loaded in an array, and then I have a random number generator generate the index of that array. Like so it generate a number from the amount of elements in that array. And then that index gives me the scene to load, spawn. So I don't have to like do like a whole thing of like copy pasting the which kinds of mob I have to make. I think this is good. Let's see. I know one of my goals was to like manage HP, but I think this is way more like interesting. I'm off on a tangent, but like it's still progress. So enemy. It's important to put comments, especially like not only for yourself and for others, but also for yourself and your future self. Even if you're a solo programmer, you are always working in team. You're working with your past self and your future self. You don't want to be you don't want to be future self cursing at your past self. Alright, so enemy list as an array. It's far too late for that. Son, you just started. You literally just started. I am disappointed. I could have started. Okay, no, you don't start out with me, young man. I get that shit from Volgi all the time. There's like, doesn't fucking matter if you could have started sooner. The important part is that you start now. The best time to start is always now. It's never too late. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. I need to use my expressions. Hey, Blades. The fuck is it? Dual Shock OST? What is that? Do I have to initiate the type, or do I just like start putting stuff? How are you doing tonight, buddy? What's your rating today? Or like maybe you're oh, you told me, Leah, yesterday that you were like slowing down. I'm tired. I had a Pop Tart, so I might be around the sugar grab on sugar crash. Yeah, sugar crash. Let's go. I have a slushy. When we went to get some wheat oil for Volgi, she went to the convenience store right next door to get me a slushy because she knew I was in a lot of Spain without the S, and like having a little treat would lift my spirits up. But I wanted to lay down, so I crashed and napped when we got home, and I left the sushi in the fridge so it wouldn't melt. What I want to do is append. I think that's the method, right? Append. Yeah. So I do. What the hell is that? What the fuck is this? I can make an array of I guess they would be like resources? Red Sun, let's go. Red Sun over paradise. Append. Appends value the end of the array. Alias of push. So enemy list dot append skeleton scene. Access identifier enemy list in class body. Huh? It's right there. What's wrong with that? Unexpected identifier. Huh? What? Oh, okay. In class body. Really? Like, let's say, for example, I have to put you guys. If I put it here, it works. I can't append an array. Inside class body. Okay. Okay. All right. I have a different idea then. Enemy list. Do the opposite. We preload every like mob, I guess, and then we put them in an array after preloading every single one of them instead of appending. I could do a for loop maybe even. Could do like a whole function and then just reuse the function in every different map. So if I make instead of for loop, for each, no, I can do for each, right? Pretty sure I should. In GDScript, the equivalent of a for each loop in other languages is achieved using the standard for loop syntax. This allows you to iterate directly over the elements of collection, like an array, dictionary, or string, without needing to explicitly manage indices. Oh, it's because I need the in. Hmm. Fuck. I would want to like count up like these. think. Okay, I think I have this. I have it. What about? Would it be the global or still in the map? Not main gameplay, but it's more like like map one something. Can I make global function? I can probably make global function. Can even make it a dictionary. I'm trying to think of the if I make a dictionary for the enemy type, I can give it like the order or the key of the dictionary can be like the order in which they appear during like the progression of the timer. And then the name of the mob, I guess. Let's say, for example, I do. Hi, Bryson. Thank you so much for lurking. Have a good night. Enemy scenes. That one's gonna be actually like the enemy list. This one's gonna be a diction. What? Keep putting an S. Dictionary. Eh. Re. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing today? Let's see, 1 skeleton, 2 zombie. Huh? Credit closing. Oh, right, I need to do this. Drawing during the indie. Nice. 3. I don't know. Werewolf. Can't type. That's the list. And there's the order value, I guess. And then I would do something like let's say I take my mob and I duplicate it. I can make a Copy UID. So let's say I call it skeleton, for example. A skeleton. I don't have this. Do I have the script attached to it though? Let's scatter body 2D. Let's go like a more standard, I guess. So it has the same script. In this one? Can I attach the script to the same script to different nodes? Is it attached to the... Hmm. I need to start making folders. Hmm. I don't know. Folder for player. There's nothing in it. Okay. Dependency files, camera 2D. This the dependency. Okay. Camera's still there, right? Yeah. And then new folder. Call them levels or maps. Let's say maps. Like this should be renamed to like map 1. Let's say. Clarity's sake. could just replace this like placeholder when I get like every scene of every enemy type done. So let's say I have skeleton scene, I have zombie scene, werewolf scene. What I would do is for enemy in enemy list, I can't do that, huh? I can't make a loop. I can't loop in a class body. Why? I expected 4 in class body. Why not? What do I do? Like I make a function? Uh oh, there has to be like an unload function or something. Hmm. Node. I want node 2D property. Owner, physics, installation mode, process mode, scene file path. That's gonna be useful later. Methods. Ready. Call when the node is ready, i.e. when both the node and its children have entered the scene tree. If the node has children, their ready callbacks get triggered first. Parent node will receive the ready notification afterwards. Corresponds to the notification ready notification object notification. Usually used for initialization. For even earlier initialization, object init may be used. See also enter tree. This method may be called only once for each node. After removing a node from the same tree and adding it again, ready will not be called a second time. This can be bypassed by requesting another call with request ready. Interesting. Okay. I'll be in it then. All the object script is instantiated oftentimes after the object is initialized in memory through object.new GD script or new Godot object in C#. It also it can be also defined to take in parameters. This method is similar to a constructor in most programming languages. It has to be some kind of on init or something like that. Right? On init. Or I need to do the. I'm gonna be ready instead. I'm gonna remove this so I don't have any red anymore. Yeah, function ready. Okay, so ready would be when I initiate all of this. Well, I can call the I can call the variables. I can initiate the variables here. That's fine. Create the enemy list here. That's fine too. But then the probably like the preloading would be in here. So for example, I would do like the my for loop for enemy and enemy list. Whatever you do, don't roll a 1. Imagine if she rolls a 1, her sketchbook just or like her tablet just like bursts in flames. This was so fun. Okay, so for enemy and enemy list, enemy scenes dot append what can I do? Preload. Okay, preload. And then what I'll do is that this is where it gets really interesting. I would do like let's say mob.t scene like this, but instead I replace the name of the scene by by the value that's here, which is the name of the file. So in this case, I do enemy list enemy. Payload path must be a constant string. Mm. Oh wait, no, it's not with parentheses. It's with I think it's with brackets, or is it the curly? It was curly brackets. Yeah, it's with brackets. Does it not work? It has to be a constant string? Why? Ah, alright, fine. Jeez. Man, you're so difficult. This is why I need to enjoy some C sharp, man, because this wouldn't be a problem, this C sharp. Oh my, I'm starting to sound like my friend Yan. All this. Tabarnak. Should I declare a variable here, or should I declare before? Tabarnak. Now I'm mad. Alright, so we make a... I think that's what it's gonna be, probably. So I'm gonna make a variable. It's gonna be enemy path, and then enemy path equals this. And then I call enemy path. This should work, right? What do you mean? Why? Is it because of this? Is this what's like stopping me? I mean, I guess I can just like... This programming is hard. It's not hard. That's the thing, it's not hard. It's a language. You just need to learn the right words, the right terms, because a computer is like a toddler. Not even a toddler. It's like it's a servitor. It's like a lobotomized. It's a lobotomized like thing that executes what you tell it to do, down to a T, down to the comma, and so you just have to know how to communicate what you want in the exact language that it knows. Alright, so I just declare a new variable then, or constant or whatever. Is it gonna work? Because if it's a constant, let's see. Enemy scene. Expect constant name after const. Gotta learn how to const. What are const? Const is a keyword to declare a constant. Yeah, obviously. A constant is a value that cannot be changed or reassigned after it has been initialized. Once defined, its value remains fixed throughout the program's execution. Is that why it's filtered path? Why? Can wait? Can I make this a variable? Yeah. Why? Why was the constant? Why can't I make it a variable? I don't see why not. I'm the biggest dumbass ever. I put it equal for no fucking reason. I'll take that bet. Where's I going with this? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna search for that particular issue. Errors of preload path with the constant string G script indicates that the preload function requires a literal string path as its argument, not a variable or an expression. But why? Loads a resource at compile time when the script is parsed and the project starts. This means the resource is loaded into memory before the script even begins to execute. Because of this, the path to the resource must be known and fixed at the time the script starts. Okay. Constant string requirement. Since preload happens before runtime, it cannot evaluate variables or expressions to determine the resource path. It needs a hard-coded, unchanging string literal. If you need to load a resource based on the dynamic or variable path, you must use the load function instead of preload. Okay. But since, okay, I guess, okay, so I just need to use load instead of preload then. The point of using preload was to do it before the scene was loaded in, but now that I'm doing it in a loop during the ready, like the initialization, that's kind of doing the same thing in a sense. But load allows me to do it through like variables essentially. And like is it better? Is it bad? Like if I look for preload versus load, what do I find? Just preload reload are used to locate resources, but they differ in how they load these resources. Preload loads the resource at compile time or when the script containing the preload statement is loaded. This means the resource is loaded into memory before the game or scene even starts running. Make it immediately available. So I guess in a sense, this is the difference between like loading, as in like having a loading bar. This being the preload is like the loading when you start up the game. And load is the loading bar when, or the loading screen when you're loading an area or a level, something like that. Or whenever you need it to. So the benefits of load, of a preload. Benefits: reduces potential performance hiccups during gameplay as the resources are already loaded. Okay, but since I'm loading it during the initialization or like the ready of the scene when it's loaded, it's like a half preload, I guess. Limitations: the path to the resource must be a constant string literal, meaning cannot be different. Essentially, that means also that if I want to preload all of the mobs of the game, for example, I want to use preload, I would do this in like a giant list in like global, for example, something like a global variable, like at the start of the game or something like that, maybe. I think this is fine to do like this, probably. Load time. Loads a resource at runtime, meaning the resource is only loaded when the load function is explicitly called in the code. Usage is suitable for resources that are needed less frequently, loaded on demand, or whose paths are determined dynamically during gameplay. Example, based on player choices or game events. May allow for dynamic resource loading and can be more memory efficient if a resource is only needed in a specific situation. Yeah, and so if we want the different mobs, different enemies, different lists of enemies for different maps, different levels, load makes more sense. Maybe. So the only thing I need to do here is do this. Yeah, woo! It works. It's fixed. Calling for enemy path, making a path like this is. I mean, I don't need it really. No, I don't need to go that far. I think like this. This is fine. I don't think I need to go as far as making a whole ass variable. This is fine. I think. I deleted the wrong one. Or did I? No, that's fine. I also need to delete this one. Yeah, for enemy in enemy list, which is here. Enemy scenes. So we're gonna add a scene for each of the enemies. So the only thing that's required for this is that the file, the name of the file is exactly the name of this. That's not the only hard-coded thing, I guess. But at some point you need some kind of hard coding when you call literal paths of files, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I just glanced at my OBS. Can you guys even see well? I checked my own. Can kind of see it, but it's not really well. Huh? At least I don't think you can see that well. I couldn't see anything. I have to zoom in. At least on the on this particular window here. Distraction free mode. It does now. Hmm. Is there a way I can? Hey, there we go. Make it more readable for the viewers. Yay. Ain't that amazing? I don't know what that line is, but okay, that looks good. At least I have a I want to say a skeleton. Haha. Oh. Welcome back, everyone. I have found a way to make the code more readable for you guys because I realized that this was a ay. Bro, you bitch. How was Destiny 2 with everyone? Well, I think we're with Ali and someone else. Smelly. Oh, he sure smells. I smell him from here, all the way here. So I guess I changed the scene here to enemy scenes dot something like a the array. For example, I could do like enemy scenes brackets 1 or like 0 because index starts at 0. Stinky. Guys, y'all is stinky. I hope you had fun tonight, everyone. Welcome in. We're just doing some game deving on a Project Hopium, which I think is a very funny name. Very good working title. Is that how we call that? A working title? Like as in like a work in progress title? Preliminary name for a product or product. Yeah, there we go. Product. Working title. Something like that. What do you think of that, boyo? So every map has its list of enemies to dictionary. And then in a for loop during the init of the map, we load the scene of each enemy, all the enemies, make it and put an array, and then we use that array to do the spawn. Oh, this one isn't Project Hopium? I yeah, I love that song. Should probably go. Oh, we probably should have got the next product for Hopium, but it works fine enough for this one. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a working title. I think with a logic like this, it makes it easier to like make new maps with different monsters, with different mobs, with different enemies. We can reuse them a bit easier, I think. It's our hopes and dreams. Aww. They're all Project Hopium in the end. Should have called the server slash dev company Hopium Hearts. Hopium Heart Studio. I mean, I'd love to end up like making games. Like even though like I have a good career as a mechanical engineer. Even if it's just a part time or as a hobby, you know. I'm one of those weird people who, even though I'm in the mechanical profession, I've always been like a weird nerd who also loves programming. And all of the friends that I made in college who are kind of like me, we all ended up at the same place, the same job. And we're kind of, we're doing our thing. We're leaving our mark by developing macros and add-ins, working on like a bunch of like different like program like Excels with macros, something called the content center, that like making things that are like super well organized and shit like that, like intelligent even, like they're smart tool. We're developing smart tools for it. It's like that's kind of like that's in our blood, and like that's why I love programming, even though I barely program like at all. So I guess after I spawn an enemy, mob spawn should. Oh yeah, it's there. Mob HP list index adds the mob with its HP value, which is like let's say 100. And here you are getting more. I'm fucking excited, man. And this is there's some stuff in there that I've already learned just from like general programming, like etiquette, I guess, or like good practices. And like I haven't even like continued watching the tutorial video. I'm just going from like I have a vision and I'm making that vision like come to life by just figuring out how to do the things I want to do. Now that's fine. Ugh. We all have those downtimes. I'm sure, like, I'm excited right now and I'm super motivated, but I might, like, get into funk at some point and, like, be less inclined to work on that. Or I might become, like, super busy at work and be, like, exhausted and tired and, be. There will be times where, like, my job, my actual job, my paying job would take priority. I think I'm going like late November, early December. I'm going to like up north in the province to for another installation. Hey, you gotta take your time, man. So I have the HP. Okay, so is there a way I can look at that array while I'm like playing the scene? I guess. Is there a way I can do that? Yeah, I get that. Like, makes me so sad that like I it almost makes me sad that I don't have depression because I will never be able to truly understand, but at least I empathize and I just try to be understanding, which is like the best thing I can do. Um, track array duration test. Track values. Cannot find. Oh, yeah, obviously. So I need to kind of start by moving this. That's why I thought there's no. Yeah, that's what I was running earlier. I duplicated the mob scene into a skeleton scene, but the mob script didn't like it didn't make a copy of the mob script. So what do I do with that? Do I copy it? Can I attach it to multiple scenes? Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate that. I work hard, and I have a tendency to spread myself too thin, trying to help everyone. So I need to be careful with that. But I always my pleasure. Um, can you attach a script to multiple files? Godot can directly attach a single script with nodes in the scene tree in the same way you might attach the components in other engines. Each node in Godot is designed to have only once. What the fuck? The my Google broke. My Google completely broke. What is this? Dead. It's fucking dead, dude. What are you learning right now, by the way? Just like tell me about it. What are you working on right now? That might give me like a better idea of like if I want to ask you to work on something or learn something. You know? I know you're learning, but like, what are you? How do you function in Python? Okay, like following a course or something. Yeah, because like you've never programmed before, right? More or less. You've never actually programmed before, so you have like no basis, no like prior experience, no mini courses. Sure. Yeah, that's fine then. Yeah, GDScript is based on Python, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's nice. Well, the GD Quest learning app was also really good. Like it helped me like figure out at least like get the hang of the syntax for Godot. But learning Python is not bad because because it's very similar in syntax. I think it's based off of it. Yeah. Honestly, like I think the best thing to do the G script. Okay, yeah. I think the best thing to do to learn is just like this project, for example. Yeah, Godot itself, of course. So give yourself an objective and then just kind of go for it. Because at some point, if you try to learn the whole damn language, it becomes very intimidating and very time consuming because you're not going to use all of it, at least at first. So giving yourself like a small project like this or something else to like with like a concrete objective to work on, and then you learn and you figure out how to do the things that you want to do in the moment. Like this is exactly what I'm doing right now. Essentially, it's like, oh, how do I make my list of enemies and make them spawn and stuff? So like I have Google next to me and I type it out and I learn as I go. If I just sit in front of that tutorial and just kind of like follow it like with T, it doesn't feel like I learned really anything. But that's not like maybe more my style of like learning. Like yeah, there's gonna be the understanding of okay, this is he does this like this because this is like that and blah blah. But like the doing, I think, is in accomplishing something and actually like running it and like seeing it work like in action. I think is much more valuable. Make Flappy Bird. What do we hope? Yeah, exactly something like that. Yeah, go make Flappy Bird. Yeah, just you have to just do shit. And like I say that, and like there are so many things I want to do, and the hardest thing is to start. Once I get started, I am unstoppable. But otherwise, you know, ADHD. Like, this is why I'm doing like I want to do this regular like streaming night of productivity because it's kind of like my kick in the ass to do like, okay, I'm doing shit. It can be anything. I'm doing shit. I encourage everyone to do shit with me. Doing scales on an instrument will only do so much. You still have to want to learn the music side by side. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Indeed. All right, let's see. Where was I? However, a single script file, a GD file, for example, can be attached to multiple different nodes throughout your prod. Wait. Okay, this means you can create a reusable script and then apply it to various nodes that require the same behavior or logic. For example, if you have a player.gd script, you can attach this to player GD script. The same player GD script to different character body 2D nodes in different scenes, and each of those nodes will then inherit the behavior defined in that single script file. Oh yeah, because if we make multiple player characters, for example, same thing as the mobs, they're gonna require a different scene, but with the same logic, with the same probably maybe with different stats. In each of those nodes will then inherit the behavior defined in that single script file. Okay, so how do I attach it? Reusable script files can be attached to multiple different nodes. How? How do I attach it? All right. Have a good night, boy. Take care. So let's say mob.jd. Can I just attach it? I don't want to duplicate it. I want to attach it to dependencies. No. Can I attach a script? Oh, okay, I attach a script, but I attach not the like a new like skeleton.gd. I attach mob.gd. And then if I save and I try now, because skeleton is the one that's being loaded, now the enemies should start spawning. Maybe. Hopefully. Maybe not. I'm missing something. I'm very clearly missing something. It's probably not about the behavior because they should have been spawning either way. They wouldn't be moving. They just wouldn't be moving. What is this? Camera 2. Close that shit. Discard. Too many things open. Close docs. Thank you. I can have like one player.jd, mob.jd, and map.jd, and they have the same they make it so that every scene of that type that's attached to it has the same behavior. But for the maps, I'll find a different way to have every scene, every map have a different enemy list, essentially. Okay, so why is it not doing the thing? Is it because enemy is equal 1? Can I make a breakpoint? Yes, I can. Very important while debugging code breakpoints. Alright. Enemy, which value? 1. Ah, there it is. Enemy 1. Current value 1 skeleton. Oh yeah, right. Not an index. It's a number. Okay, that's good. So skeleton. Okay. I need to know how to step forward. Step into, it's F11. Step over is the F11. N? No? The hell? Okay. I don't think I was using my function key. Oh, now I'm in player JD. Oh, now I'm just like in play essentially. Okay, well this is where it's useful to, you know, put that in the variable. Var enemy path equal string. Hold this. Let's try that again. Enemy path is res / mob / skeleton dot. Alright. So okay, so it's loaded. And then spawn timer. Oh, I'm so. It's because of the if lol lamau even. I'm stuck. Get away! Run! No, I'm being dogpiled. No. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Yay. So this works. Like, yeah, so I would just have to make some kind of logic where I do, let's say for a spawn, at first at least or something, it's gonna be, I need a random number between 0 and the array. So R um I don't know. Ran enemy number equals. Now I just need to find a function for it. Oh no, there's no. I cannot do that. Random number generator. Rand E range. Oh, rand F range is a float. Yeah, so rand E, rand I. Range from 0 to enemy scenes dot count. Too few arguments for count call. Expect at least one, but receives. What's the returns the number of times an element. Oh no, that's not the one. So not count. It's oh, can I wait? I can pick random. What does that do? Returns a random element from the array. Oh, that's even better. I don't even need to make a random in number. Except if I want to limit myself to like a certain amount. Like if I want just like the first two, or it works for all of them. For all, but not like similar naming functions in the engine, such as rand I or shuffle, to use the common global random C. So I could, but like if I want to do it like from the whole array, I just need to instead do this, pick random, and that's it. I want to make different levels of. I could make different arrays, like an array for each like times like slice of time, or change the range of indexes. I think the range of indexes is probably better. I think at least. And this is nice. This is nice to know that this is here. Would it probably be like a okay? So there's a switch case, right? It does not have traditional switch case statement like some other languages. It uses match statements. Okay, so it's match. So match. Remaining time. Match remaining time. Then pattern 1, pattern 2. Expected when after match pattern. So if remaining time is like less than 1800. Work. No. Expected expression for match pattern. If it matches. Wait, it needs to match? No. I can't have. Oh my god, you're not serious. I don't have to do like else ifs. Can I do comparisons with this? Like, so like this works, but that's not what I want. Can match against the range of numbers. Okay. No comparison operators. You can use comparison operators like greater than or less than. They're within match patterns, except for ranges. For more complex comparisons, if else if chains are still necessary, if you can match against a Boolean result of a comparison. Okay. I guess the ranges work, so I can do between like I don't know 1200 and was it like dot dot? Is that it? Match for numeric types. You can match against a range of numbers. You can match against arrays. But it's not that. That doesn't work, does it? Probably because it's a float, it doesn't work. Um, the example is like 0 dot dot 50, but I guess it works for integers, but not for floats. Match pattern float ranges. What I could do, I guess, is make ranges for the different time, like bar. Oh, let's go like early time something. I don't know. Is the range, and in between. Not the range. forgot how to make a range. Napster, okay, range class. Maybe with this. Or this. Yeah, that's an array. This is an abstract base class for control nodes that represent a numeric value within a defined range with configurable step and page sizes. Examples of nodes that inherit from range include scroll bar and sliders. Nodes are typically used for UI elements. Okay. I'm confused. How am I supposed to make this a range? You can use a comma separate list of values to represent a range, but this is a discrete list of values, not a continuous range with start and endpoints. Ugh. Oh boy. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I almost can't believe that their equivalent of the switch case is sucks so bad. Can't even do comparison operators or use actual ranges. I have to do like a fucking. I have to do ifs and else ifs like a caveman. Like a fucking caveman. What the hell? Jesus Christ. I will have to do the opposite. It's gonna have to be since it's the remaining time it counts down has to be like greater than 0 because it's always going to check the values like from top down. So if less than 30 minutes, even if it's true for the other values, it's always gonna go to the first one. Ridiculous. Just for sake of making something, I'll do like a 10-minute interval, something like that. It expected after else. Oh, it's an else if is in one word. Oh, No, 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 no. Oh, that's how it's written? Elif? Ugh. What the fuck? This? That's an Elsif? Ew. Ew. Disgusting. I don't like that. And you show me this, I don't... ugh. That's Elif. That's considered Python. Ugh. Ugh, I don't like that. Holy. Elif. That's an Elsif. Fucking wow. I just thought of like making a while loop instead, but that it wouldn't work. I'm already on the loop, kind of on a loop because I'm on spawn timer. That's a loop in itself. It's like while, well, it's like not really a loop. It's a loop that loops every time out. So I just have to do this. I have to do this if I wanna. God, fucking damn it. I mean, at least I don't have a whole lot of them, but ridiculous, completely ridiculous, dude. What the fuck? Essentially, would look something like um something like this, like like four. Well, this wouldn't work because there's only one value in the array, but it will look something like that. But instead of like being this, it would be like a. It would be are we rand I range from 0 to like 3 maybe or something. Then like 2 and 1, like some, like let's say like there are 4 of them, with something along those lines. There's a range function apparently. Probably. Range function. In Godot 4.4, the range function in DGScript is used to generate a sequence of numbers for iteration, primarily within 4 loops. It functions similar to the range function in Python. Yeah, exactly. The range function can be used in a few ways. Range stop. There is a sequence of integers starting from 0 up to, but not including, stop. So for I in range 5, print I. So it will output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Range start stop. Okay. Yeah, I was like, range stop. What do you mean stop? What's stop? Like range 5 generates 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense, but I'm not gonna do like I'm not gonna do this like that. Does that work? Does it even work? These two will receive. No, well, anyways, this works. But yes, you can do that. So if you do like for your a for loop, for example, if you do this, yeah, it outputs 0, 1, 2, 3. What the fuck? Why is my indentation all fucked up? There we go. This is what that does. Because it's a range. So like range 5 like this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I think yeah, you're right. Range returns an iterable object, not a full array, which is memory efficient, especially for large range. The interesting thing is that that I see here is that you can do for, let's say, for I in 2, 7 like this, and it's going to output, well, not this for sure. It's gonna be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's see if you do range start stop step. Okay, so you can also do 0, 10, 2. And that gives you 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Because it's between 0 and 10, but with steps of 2. So the it's still useful, but it's yeah, it is for loop iterations. You're correct. So this is just like an example. And I'm sure I can take that and make it. I want to take this as like an example and make it like smart with like variables that can be injected into it, so that there's really only one script for all the maps, and they're gonna be like functionally the same, aside from certain differences, obviously. I think it makes sense. Resource spawn distance. Yeah, I think this works. I have the HP. I guess yeah, that kind of accomplishes what I wanted to do for the enemy list, or the bestiary dictionary or whatever. In terms of managing the HP, I need to use the hitboxes. Yeah, that's not what I need to figure out how to do, right? well, it's gonna be during the during playtime, during like physics, I guess. The physics process. Mob spawn is definitely going to become a more like a global function, probably. No, it's a map function. But if I have to make a different script for each map, this would become a global function that can be called. I want to like rearrange the stuff though, because this is a custom function that I made. I want it to be after like the, I guess, the in-engine function that I use, so like ready, spawn timer, and stuff like that. Physics process. So managing like the collision stuff. That's kind of what I gotta learn right now. Like, do I take care of it in the yeah, I have to take care of it in the during on the map scene where the collisions are gonna happen. But how? If I go to my 2D space here, like I have my hitbox, but it's shaped here. So like on its own, it's not doing anything. It has to collide to like do something about it. Same thing with the mob. Has its hitbox. That's its shape. It's going to shape should be only technical on one side, top, bottom. That's where no, this already has no effect if this collision shape 2D is a child of an area 2D node though. Processing behavior. It can be processed in this third mode. Use can process. Yes, process mode from the node's parent. Okay, this default for any newly created node. Okay. I was like the whole like where's that? Ordering? No. Collision. Okay, layers. Layers and masks. I think that there's a way to make it. Man, I remember seeing this in a video. Because if I just make it so that like whenever I register collision between two hitboxes, I'm gonna deal damage. When the enemies collide like in on each other, they're gonna damage each other. That's not something I want. put them on a different layer, but they have to be in the same layer as the character. I forget how this is supposed to work. Yeah, I'll have to like figure it out. It's getting a bit late though. I should probably go to bed. I think I've reached my limit for today. I'll have to figure this out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Like functionally in the game itself, nothing really changed, but like I made some code that's like a bit more robust and god damn it. Yeah, fine. Should I see that coming? Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom then, and then I can raid out. Man, why do I have to take breaks? Taking breaks hurts. It hurts. It hurts because I have to move. I have to move around and do shit, and then moving hurts. That's pretty good. Wow, I just realized that I made this, and I didn't even put it. Alright, thanks everyone for hanging out with me tonight. That was a lot of fun. What is this? Unused parameter. Oh, right. Whole delta thing. This? Local variable. Wait. Enemy path is declared but never used. Oh, well, I removed it. Remaining time. That's also using. It is used! Stop yelling at me. I'll yell at you. Like, for now, it's really nice, at least like that it's functional. But man, is it gonna feel nice when like we have like sprites and stuff to add to it so that it looks amazing. It looks finished, quote unquote. It looks like something. Alright, I will call it here for tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. And, I said something like, sorry about not about the no-show last Friday. I was just, like, way too tired. I had, like, my first week back to work, just kind of, like tired, like, to no end. Especially since I had trouble going to bed at a reasonable time, like I am as usual. Getting back to the swing of things kind of tired me out, and I was just too tired for Fight Night last Friday. But we should be back. We should be back tomorrow for some Blaze Blue and Friday Fight Night. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. Let's see who to raid right now. Which friend do we have? Who is the cool and awesome? Hey, Koka's online. Wow, I haven't seen him stream in a long time. Let's go raid our friend Koka. He's also part of this project a little bit. Gonna help out with some of the music. Stranova. What does this character look like? Let's go raid him. Go in between both. Have a good night, everyone. Take care, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time as usual, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. Bye-bye.